Your lockjaw Hangen liner hook comes pre-assembled with 3 tension bands already installed. It will also come with 3 additional tension bands so that when they age and deteriorate, you'll have some to replace them with. Today I'm going to show you how to replace those tension bands. It's quite simple to do with the tool that we have available, and these are available for purchase along with additional tension bands. If you purchase the tool, it will come with an additional 12 tension bands. So to begin the reassembly, you would remove any remaining tension bands simply by snipping them off. Once the old tension bands are out of the way, you simply take the axle, place it in the axle groove on the face of the hook, just like that. Take the lever with the axle groove facing the axle, just snap that right in place so that the 2 jaws face together. The axle will allow the lever to pivot so that the jaws close properly. Now you're ready to apply the tension bands. You would apply the first tension band starting at the non-slip blackened tip of the hook. Roll the tension band right over that tip and roll it around the curve of the hook until you reach the bulbous end of the lever. You squeeze that bulbous end down and flip the ring right up over it, just like that. And then roll the ring right up until it rests in the first groove on the lever and on the hook. That holds the lever and the hook together, and it keeps the lever in the open position. To apply the remaining 2 tension bands, you squeeze the jaw of the hook closed, slide the application tool over the jaw, and that holds the jaw in the closed position. Now you take one of the tension bands, place it on the small end of the application tool, and it's easiest if you put the hook in the position with the jaw up so that you can hold everything down snugly. Roll the tension band right down over the tool, and it just snaps right into place on the hook. To apply the third tension band, you do the same thing with the tool in place. You roll the tension band right down over it, and it'll just snap in place just like that. Now you've got all 3 tension bands on the hook, and it's ready to use. So if you've had a problem with your tension bands and you need to replace them and you don't have the tool, I'll show you how to do that by hand. It's a little bit more difficult, but it can be accomplished. You start the same way with the old tension bands out of the way. You apply the first tension band over the non-slip tip and roll it around the curve of the hook. Once again, squeeze the lever down so that the bulbous end is against the hook body. Roll the tension band to the lever and then flip it right over the bulbous end. Roll that ring right up into the first retention groove. Now your hook is assembled and held in the open position. This is where it gets a little more difficult. To apply the second and third tension bands, you start in the same direction at the non-slip tip. Roll the ring around the hook, and now you're going to have to go over the bulbous end of the lever, and you're going to have to roll it all the way up over the previous ring and into the next groove. That takes a little bit more effort, and the hook wants to flip out of your hand, and it wants to close and pinch your fingers. So as you go over that axle with the band, be careful that the jaw doesn't bite you. Once you get the first band over the axle and into the wider retention groove, now the hook is somewhat balanced and will close by itself, but not with much tension. So you have to apply a third band, starting again at the non-slip tip, rolling it around the curve, squeeze the hook so that the bulbous end is flat against the hook, roll the band up over it, and now you've got to roll the third band up over the 2 previous bands, and that gets a little bit more difficult as you're going up because that band doesn't like to cross over the previous bands. Now you're ready to hang your liners with the lockjaw Hangen liner hook.